Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Missing a whole lot of people. I'm trying to see if I can get this thing up over here on Facebook, YouTube, but I'm having problems. There it goes. It's finally coming through. It's like such a delay over there. It's just now counting down to 1-0. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to delay too.
Yeah, it's a big time delay, but yeah, we have Jim is MIA. His aunt passed away, and he went over to see his mother to make sure she was doing good. And so that's the reason Jim's not here. Al is in South Carolina at his granddaughter's graduation, and Donald's having internet problems tonight. He's further away from the router than he normally is, and he said the computer keeps freezing, so he's going to try to come back in, but we'll see. So it's just Dixon and Chris and Paul, and then I don't think Donna is coming in. I haven't seen her, but I know she's been real busy.
Yeah, YouTube running yet? Because mine is just spinning.
Yeah, mine's working. I'm watching it.
All right, we hit refresh. Maybe that's
had to close it all. Yeah, had to close it all the way out like we did before and come back in.
Yeah, mine's working good.
There we go. Yep, I did the same thing. Just shut it down, brought it back up.
Yep.
So we're back.
So anyway, but that's where everybody's at. I haven't heard from Donna. I know she's having some issues around her house. She went off yesterday or day before yesterday and came home to find that her refrigerator quit working.
Ooh.
So she had a whole bunch of meat that she had to get rid of. So they started cooking. They cooked it all up so they wouldn't lose it. But she ended up finding a refrigerator. She said Lowe's had one that she could get, order it and get it right then, in other words. And so, but yeah, I know her feeling. We have our ice maker's been giving us problems, which I found out it's a water valve, so I got a new water valve for it. But our washing machine went bad on us here a few months ago, and I ended up buying a brand new washing machine. So,
remember, Donna, if the insurance is going to cover it, tell them you had just bought an entire side of beef.
Yeah.
And the fridge was full of it. So was the freezer. You'll probably lose, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Chris, tell us where we can find you.
You'll find me here in the Old Cranky Workshop. You'll find me on YouTube, and I'm in the final stages of editing a video. That will happen. Trust me, it'll happen. So, and if you can't find me in those places, drive down here. It's hot as hell. I'll be in the pool.
Dixon.
Oh, my mute didn't work for a while there. Now it's working again. Dixon Hoffman, you find me at Hoffman Signs and Decals, and Facebook and YouTube.
And Paul.
Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube and Instagram. And you can find me watching Al's show on Sundays when he's streaming, and you can find me here on Saturday nights, and that's about it.
Yeah, he just said no stream for him tomorrow, so because he's in South Carolina.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can find me at Simply Wooden Creations everywhere. Just type in Simply Wooden Creations. You'll find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. You name it.
Office.
Yeah, local post office. My wanted pictures up there.
Ross, I sent you a picture of my saw.
Okay.
Just
where'd you send it to? The email address?
The contest address.
Oh, okay. I can pull that up. Yeah, we're gonna probably cut this early tonight too, because we don't have, I was thinking Al and Jim would be here with theirs, but yeah, we're talking about miter saws here a couple of years ago. But I think it's been 3 years ago. I had the big DeWalt 12-inch compound miter. Matter of fact, I went back and found a video. Let's see if I can share the screen. Yep. And in the video, I can actually show it. Can y'all see it?
Yep, DeWalt.
Yes.
That was my, I bought that when I was in construction, and specifically to do crown molding. I got the brackets and everything you can hook up to the base for crown, and then plus the ends of this thing pulls out 4 foot on each side.
Yeah.
So you got about 3 foot to the blade and another 4 foot, so you can lay a good 10, 12 foot piece of crown molding or base up on this thing with the stand.
For crown molding, though.
Yeah, but you need it for the compound part to make the corners, the outside corners and the inside corners.
Yep.
So that's the reason I bought it. But if you'll notice, it has to be at least 12 inches. I think it's actually needs more than that, but at least 12 inches away from the wall in order to use this stupid thing. Well, matter of fact, I think it shows it here in my cut. Well, I didn't have to move it, but if you have to move it, the bars are already out on this thing, so you can see how far away from the wall it was.
Yeah.
Well, the bearings in it started going bad, and I was going to have to replace them. Well, I ordered the bearings, and lo and behold, I heard the president of our woodworking association bought himself an Hitachi compound miter saw. It's got a laser and everything on it, and he really liked it. And the difference with the Hitachi is the rails are out front, so you can put it right up against the wall. So I was like, you know what? I looked around, and lo and behold, Lowe's had it on sale. And not only did they have it on sale, they had it on sale, and you got the stand for free if you brought the coupon in. So I went and cut the coupon out of the thing. Or I think I downloaded and printed it and took it with me. So I got the Hitachi compound miter saw for like $100 off, plus the free stand, which is worth $150.
Yeah.
So I brought it home, and I took the DeWalt all down and everything and put it in storage. I still have it, and hooked up the Hitachi. Well, I didn't use the Hitachi stand. Actually, it's still in the box to this day. I haven't used it. I bought one of those things from Home Depot with the cabinets, and turned that into a miter saw station. And it's got drawers. It's got doors for storage and everything in it, and I love that thing. And then I added on my own sides for the Hitachi miter saw. Now this Hitachi compound, did I bring it up? I thought I brought it up. Oh, Jim's here.
Hey,
Hey.
What's up?
not much. Just got back from mom's.
Oh, okay, she's doing all right.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Good.
That's good. Hitachi. I think I have to do it again. No, that's not a Hitachi. That is a Makita.
Well, now they're called Menlo or something like that. Menlo or Mentlo. They changed the name. It's not Hitachi anymore.
Well, this one doesn't even have a name on it.
Can't see it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this one doesn't have a name on it even. It says just 15-inch, 10-inch dual. It looks like the Hitachi.
It's green.
Yeah. It looks
Yeah.
like-
Well, anyway, that's similar to what it looks like. And if you'll notice that the rails come out the front of it, and so therefore it can sit up against the wall, so you don't lose that foot behind the stand for no reason. So I like it much better. And we were just talking about it tonight that Chris was talking about having a blade on something for so long. I was going to take the blade off, but I started cutting with the original Hitachi blade, and it's a real thin kerf, and it worked fantastic. So I decided to leave it on, and I've had it on there for 3 years, but I'm going to need to replace it because it's finally getting dull. And Paul was talking about cleaning it, but it doesn't need to be cleaned. I looked at it the other day. It's just as bright and shiny because I only cut really good wood or good trim or whatever with that saw. I don't put junk wood in it, so it really hasn't got any tar. I do a lot of spruce on it and stuff like that. Some pine, but not a lot as much. It's called Matablo. Metablo?
Yep.
Meta?
MOUSE.
Yeah. That's the new name of Hitachi, huh?
Somebody
Yep.
must have bought them out or something. That
Yeah.
brand.
It's
It's
That's
been a
first-
couple of years now.
really.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be. I did not know that. So anyway, so those two are the ones I've had experience with. Now I have a little 10-inch Delta portable that I bought years ago, and to take out when you just need to cut a few things or whatever. And it still works to this day, and it's a really great install for a small portable. Now it's not compound though; it's just a regular 45 left to right, or I mean you can set it to 22, whatever. But anyway, it's just small. But those are the ones I've had experience with, and I'm really impressed once again with the original manufacturer's Hitachi blade because it's lasted so long and it really cuts very, very nice. Better than I ever imagined, trust me. And it's very thin curved. It's one of the thinnest blades I've seen so far on a compound miter saw. So those are the two that I've had experience with. Chris, what kind of saw you got?
I got the old Craftsman. And I was telling these guys before the show that when we bought the old house, that was the very first piece of equipment, first tool that we bought for working on the house. We renovated an old 1867 farmhouse there wasn't a wall, a window, or a door jamb that was level or straight or square. I said we sold it and half the doors are still scraping the floor. So we worked on the house. We did a good number of rooms on it, a lot of framing. I beat the hell out of that saw because I also use a lot of recycled materials. I drive around on trash day, and if I see a 2x4 sticking out, I'm taking it. So
Yeah.
It's a couple of weeks ago, I was in here, like I gotta square away the miter saw. I haven't done anything with it in a long time. Took the blade off, and it was so scarred and caked with pine and
Yeah. Pine will tar it up.
burn marks. I saw a couple of the teeth were chipped. I'm like, what the hell? There's something dawned on me. This is the original blade. It's been on there for over 20 years.
Wow. 20 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, props to Craftsman in those days because the saw is still square. Everything's perfect on it, especially now it's got a new blade. The only thing told these guys before the show was that I was cutting it a smaller piece of wood because I'm working smaller projects now. I kept seeing these burn marks on the wood. Couldn't figure it out. So I just say, let's take the blade off, clean everything out, clean the auger down, put it back on. Perfect now. There had to be something in the threads that was just knocking it off just a hair.
Yeah.
Because I take the square, all my cuts were square, but it was just a hair enough to put burn marks on the wood.
Yeah.
So tell yourself an old Craftsman, grab it. I got a picture here. Hold on. Do I have a picture? Yes, I do. There's the old Craftsman, the old girl.
Oh, yeah. Craftsman used to make some really good tools.
My dad made me swear by Craftsman and Stanley.
Yeah. Yeah, Craftsman. I
Unfortunately-
still have a socket set. Matter of fact, a couple of the drawers got dumped, and it was so dirty that I couldn't read the number. Like the 13 millimeter or 9/16. So I cleaned the drawers with degreaser really good, let them dry out, and then I went through and put every socket and everything right back in its place. And any sockets, it's an old Craftsman tool set. Any sockets that were missing, I went in and typed in Craftsman sockets on Amazon. Guess what? I could buy Craftsman sockets on Amazon. So I bought like 5 sockets out of that whole set. I was missing, I think, 1/2 inch, 1 or 2/4, and a couple of 2 or 3 3/8 inch. Anyway, I bought every one that I was missing off of Amazon for like less than $30 for all of them.
Wow.
And have them delivered to my house. Now I have this full set right back in operation, and they're all original Craftsman.
Yeah, when my dad passed, I inherited all 99% of his tools and his equipment. So I found this can in his toolbox. Like, wait a ton. What the hell's in this? I opened it up. There's a mountain of Craftsman sockets in there.
Yeah.
There were doubles and triples of each size too, because over the years he just kept. Oh, I lost the. What's one that's always missing? 9/10.
10 millimeters always missing.
That's why it's always missing. So instead of going buying the one, he'd buy another set.
Actually, my 10 millimeter half, my 10 millimeter 3/8, and my 10 millimeter 1/4 inch were all there. It was other sockets that I was missing.
Exception.
We've got 2, one's up in Gary and one south of us here a little bit, but they're big open air flea markets every Saturday and Sunday. So if I'm missing a socket, I just go there and how your dad had the jar full of screws and he'd pour it out.
Yeah.
That's what you do at these flea markets. You just dig
Go
through
through
the
it
stuff
and
until you find the socket you want, then buy it for 50 cents.
That's like the guy at the shows, or that used to be at the woodwork shows, had all that salvage tool laid out. He always bought like half the room. Anywhere from tiny watch screwdrivers to giant table saw blades. He had it. He just had a
you're talking about
what he had.
At the woodworking shows?
Yeah.
Like, he had like just table after table of just every kind of tool you can imagine, and they weren't not in any kind of order or whatever. There was tools everywhere.
Yeah, the flea
market. You at least put the paintbrushes with the paintbrushes, But other than that, you got to go up and down the aisles and dig in a box now and then. And
I bought quite a few things from him over the years.
I just kind of feel bad to these 2 around here because you never know if this was on the back of a guy's truck yesterday. And he was on a construction job. Because some of those tools, they look like they're in pretty good shape and they're half price. And so I stay away from that stuff. But
let's get to Paul real quick before he has to go. Paul, what kind of miter saw you got?
I don't have a miter saw. I used to have a Craftsman, and I gave it to my grandson because I was going to buy a new one, and I never got around to buying a new one because I haven't had a project where I needed one. So
you got to build bigger.
Yeah. Think big.
Yeah, really. All right, gentlemen, good to have you here. Tell us where everybody can find you.
On Driveway Workshop and on Facebook and Instagram. Jim Bashir. My Facebook and Instagram and stuff is all Jim Bashir's one word, but I never post anything on there, so don't waste your time. I've got that radial arm saw, which really isn't a chop saw, but while working.
That's close. What I've got too.
Is a radial. And I'm not afraid of it, so I like it.
No, I am not. I wished I had one. I've seen a bunch of them on sale, like for $150, Craftsman's, in the Facebook Marketplace, and I've been tempted to go buy one and bring it home because I'm not afraid of them, and set it up for a dado set, and just leave it set up for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they take up a lot of real estate.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. It's like having a desk.
Yeah.
But I've also got a Ryobi small miter saw that we got when I had to redo the molding and stuff in the house.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd get a little bitty one. It only weighs like 30 pounds, man. I can pick it up still and walk all over the place with it. But I keep that thing under the workbench, and if I've got to cut small angles on, something that's shorter than the 2x4, I just grab that thing and go to town on it.
Yeah, my
And
brother's got that nice little saw.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my the Delta that I have. It's an older saw, but it's nice and light, and it's only 10-inch. So yeah, if you got to cut a 2x4, or it'll cut a 2x6 actually.
Yeah, mine won't.
Yeah, mine will cut a 2x6.
I think this
So
is
it's like it's a 10-inch, and it really I use it for all kinds of stuff. I got it hanging on the wall. I can just walk up and unhook it off the wall and take it.
Yeah, I could do that with this one too. It's so small. But that thing, you were talking about the blades. It's kind of funny because I was looking at the thing a couple of days ago, and I'm like, rolling the blade over to see if all the carbide's still on them. And man, that thing had more teeth missing than a shrimper down in southern Alabama. It was horrible, man. It's just one tooth after the other. So I just popped it off and put a new blade on and threw that one in the garbage.
It's got to be, no matter what the brand is, it's got to be one of the most durable tools in your shop.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah. Heirloom Game Calls. I believe that's Brian. He says he has an Hitachi 12-inch.
He's in intensive care tonight.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah,
and he's still.
What a trooper.
Yeah, what a trooper in the hospital. He's watching the show and in the chat.
Okay, there better be a good story with this, though.
Yeah. Dan Inge says, I have a DeWalt compound, but also have a Makita that I keep the metal blade in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's doing it right, man. He gets a saw for every blade he needs.
Yeah.
It's
There was somebody in here who said that they had a collection of like 6 of them.
Yeah. Come on, hon. I need one for metal and I need one for...
Yeah, it was Brian again. Brian Woodward.
Well, it's just
Brian
like
Woodward says he has
shoes. You got to match it.
Yeah.
He says he has 6 miter saws in his collection. He has an old cast iron Delta with a push button brake.
Okay, that's not a collection. That's an addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a miter saw, Dixon?
Yes, I do. I bought one about 3 years ago, and I can't believe all the building I did. I wasted my time. I should have got it 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Once I started using it. I went to Lowe's one Christmas about 3 years ago. I'm walking around, and there was the Ryobi with the long slides. And I knew that saw was like a $340 saw, and there it sat for $189. So
Holy.
it's like, I'll take it.
I know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
They had a whole pile of them. I don't know if they had issues trying to get rid of them, but I says no problem. So I bought that one Christmas about 3 years ago, and it's crazy. All the building I do, and I have that in my basement now. So when I built my 2 layers of my HO scale train in the basement, it worked awesome. Just chop away, The wife's sleeping and she can't hear a thing without putting a hearing aid in. So I could actually chop stuff at 6 a.m. and just keep going. She'd never hear it.
It's that quiet. Huh? Oh, wow.
The funny thing, you guys were talking about sockets and stuff. Remember years ago, like I thought when I was 20, I used to work on my SS Nova, and I'd have all my Craftsman stuff laying on the lawn. Well, later at night, I had to put it all away, or somebody would steal it. Well, nowadays, if you do that and you lay your tools out, you can let them there, and the next morning you come back, and there'll be a couple more sets sitting there because nobody wants to work. So,
Heirloom Game Calls. It's Brian says, paint the old blades up and engrave them for pictures. Yeah.
There you go.
The
I got to actually.
We're all at, a bunch of us went to, was it 6-7 years ago now? I bought one of those cheap blades from the guy with all the junk equipment. Well, not junk equipment, antique equipment, we'll call it. And found a nice clean blade. And I went around getting people who were there to autograph it for me.
Yeah.
Okay, still hanging in my shop over here. So, good use of it.
Brian said he had a 10-inch DeWalt, but needed to upgrade. And Lynn said he has an 8.5 too, and he loves it.
A lot of people put them farm paintings on their old blades.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that, but a lot of that too is hand painted, and I can't hand paint worth a flying flip. Now, if it's a 2x4 that needs to be cut or something, I can do that. But as far as an artist, you can forget that. I am not no artist. Now I could
laser in the right market. You know.
Yeah, I could laser mark it and then come back and paint by numbers.
You do paint by numbers. Nobody will know the difference. You can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be in the right market to sell those things.
Yeah.
They're not going to sell down here on the coast.
Well, I got 2 long blades, the long 2-man saw blades from my dad. I was going to paint the farm scene on them, and I never had a chance. They're up in the rafters down in the basement, but the teeth are that long. I mean, they're the old.
Oh yeah.
The old. I forgot what they call them, buck saws or something.
Yeah. Yeah. They're for taking trees down.
Yep, the handle on each side. They're pretty long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, you'd be surprised how quick 2 guys with one of those really sharp can take a tree down. It would be rather fast. Oh,
the
Donna's
last summer camp I worked at, we had a couple of those, and I saw them in action a few times.
Hi, Donna.
Hey,
I was not paying attention to the time.
We got to stop talking about you now.
Yeah.
That's all right. He gave us something to talk about.
Heirloom Game Call said he spray paints layers and then lasers them off. Well, that's a pretty good idea.
Nice idea, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that on like canvas picture frames, or stretch canvas. They put a bunch of different colors of paint on and then laser it at different powers, and what's left is a painting.
Yeah. I've seen that also. I think I bought like 2 or 3 frames one time when they were on sale at not Hobby Lobby, but they're Michael's.
Yeah,
they
you can get them at the dollar store too.
Yeah.
But my wife was at Michael's and they had their 8x10s, I think it was, on sale, like 3 for $10 or something. Really, really inexpensive if you sit down and did the math. And so I bought like 3 of them, and I never have lasered them. They're still sitting out there in the shop by the laser.
Yeah, I got a couple of hand saws. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but they've been traveling around with me for years.
I've got a couple of hand saws. I've got one of my father's, and it's kind of rusty. I need to clean it and polish it. I haven't.
I've got a saw that my great grandfather gave to my grandfather, and they etched with a nail or something in the side of it who it was from, who it was to, and it was 1914.
Wow.
And then my grandfather gave it to me, and it's a neat old saw.
Yeah, you talk about your family heirlooms. That's great.
Yeah, these were my father's. They weren't actually. I've got a couple of his tools back when they were all metal. Remember his drill? He got a 3/8" Craftsman drill that's all metal, and I think a Skill, SKIL, skill saw, and that's an 8" or 8.5", and that was his. I had heard that you can still get parts for those things, and I was going to see about cleaning them up and see if I could get them running again. So we'll see. I got so much stuff to do.
You talk about old stuff. This is my dad's original.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of those. Yes.
It's a little stuck. I'm not going to force it. It's a little stuck right now. But
I've got so much old stuff in the garage. It's not even funny.
I remember the day he taught me how to snap a line with this. It's such a clear memory in my head that when I was cleaning out all this stuff and I got all those tools, this is the one thing I made sure I was keeping. I don't use it because I got a laser to do lines with now. But I just love this tool. So.
The chalk in there is probably turned into drywall compound now.
You're probably right. That's
Yeah.
why it's stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked all the
with all the
humidity out of the
humidity
air.
and with all the humidity in Florida, it's probably
Yep.
just a block of
Yeah.
chalk.
Even the
Paul said the
Oh,
saw
yeah.
blade you have, Paul, is almost as. I mean, Lynn's handcrafted wood sign says Paul is almost as old as him.
Yep, I told him darn close.
the crank's still.
Yep.
Oh, we got it open.
There you go.
Nobody gives me any saws because the hand saws, because the first thing I'm going to do is figure out how to put a motor on it.
Donna, you got a chop saw or miter saw?
Of course, I've got compound sliding, a kind of small one. I got a big one because you never know what size I'm going to need.
Right.
So I actually have a couple of them.
What remember the brands?
One of them is
Yeah.
actually a Craftsman that I've had for. Mark got it for me for Mother's Day like 5 years ago or so. The other one, I don't remember. It's the bigger one. I'll let Robbie use that one all the time, but I can't remember the name of that one.
Yeah, they're pretty handy. Once you get one and start using it, trust me, I had never used one. Well, that's like an era whenever we started framing, when they come out with the pneumatic nails for framing. You know, a 16 common nail, and drive it through a two or three 2x4s without any problem. I was amazed at that. And let me tell you, the size of the original pneumatic nailers I've got one. It's huge. I mean, it weighs like 50 pounds.
Yeah, they are pretty big. I've got one of them.
Yep. So.
I don't have none of them. I have a finished nailer.
Yeah. I've got all kinds of stuff now, but now I'm going to the battery operated. I bought some Ryobi stuff. I've got the Ryobi brad nailer and the Ryobi pin nailer, and I really like them. They've worked great.
Yeah, I love battery op because I don't want air hoses, even when I'm on my feet sometimes. I don't want air hoses and power cords stretching back and forth across the floor.
Right.
I guarantee you, I'm going to trip on one while there's a blade spinning in front of me. So,
Does anybody remember what they came out with the first cordless, so to speak, air nailer or pneumatic nailer? What it was?
Boss stitch?
Nope. Pass load.
who?
Oh, pass load.
Pass
Yeah.
load.
Oh,
Pass load was one of the first ones that came out, and what they used was a butane cartridge, and it would ignite the butane and drive the nail,
Yeah, you're right.
just like a car cylinder for your automobile. The spark plug would fire, and it would ignite the gasoline. It would ignite the butane and fire the nail.
I've seen the big ones that you actually could. It's actually a cartridge you put in, like for a gun, to drive a nail into the cement floor.
CO2.
Oh yeah, that's a 22.
No,
Yes,
Yeah,
I got one of
they're
those.
they actually CO2 cartridge like your pellet guns and that, but they actually have they're spring loaded too somewhat. That's why you hear them reload when they go on the roof with them and they do all the roofing.
Yeah. The one that you're talking about, Chris, we used to use that to anchor either 2x4s or even the track for metal studs with those 22 guns.
I know
Shoot them right into the concrete.
It's still in the tub from my dad's collection. I know it's there, so I have no use for it, but I kind of don't want to get rid of it either. So.
Yeah, I've still got mine from work where we used to use it. Now you can use Tapcons.
Tapcons, yeah.
Yeah, that works. Yep. I still have the hand one you got to hit with a hammer, the shell in.
Yeah. Mine's like about, it's got to be 16, 18 inches long. And you put the nail and the 22 shot in it and push it. You have to push it down on the floor to push the end of it in before you can pull the trigger, because it's like a safety. Yep. Unless that thing's pushed down, it won't let it fire. So you push it down on the floor and pull the trigger and pow!
I think my dad had two little things on the side. He had a stand on it, and then pull the trigger.
So it
Just to make
shot
sure it
back
wasn't
up
gonna
into
move.
your crotch if it misfired.
Well, it wasn't that high, but still.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've seen them use it.
So,
I've seen someone
hey,
standing right over it.
Brian Woodward said, "Do you know who made the first all battery operated gun?"
No, I don't know. It's the battery operated gun. Donna said that's Halen and she is drawing.
Well, let's see what she's drawing. This is a maker
Yeah.
show.
What are you drawing?
What is it? Right. Oh, I was looking at it this way. A dragon. I might have it upside down.
Get close. Oh, a little
Oh,
closer.
Oh,
cool.
there you
Come
go.
on, Russ, give us big screen.
Give me a second.
I love seeing drawing work.
Oh, cool.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. I like that. It's like some kind
Looks
of
like a
animal head.
T-Rex.
That one that you did.
What?
Where's that one that you did? The girl.
Show us your best one.
I don't think it's in this one.
Okay, go find it, and then we'll show it. Go find it so I can see it. We're all makers here. You're a maker if you're drawing. The girl. I don't know what one it is. Go find the best one that you got in there.
I love all my years of summer camp and stuff. I love seeing kids work.
Okay, now she doesn't know. Is she in the other room?
Okay, she's gone.
Okay, she doesn't know it, but she gets to go to an art camp this summer
Really?
in like July because she's really, really good. But she's had no training whatsoever, so it's a surprise for her. And it's like I think it's July is when it's either June or July.
Very cool.
Cool.
Is it an overnight
Awesome.
program?
No, she'll go every day, Monday through Friday. It's a beginner thing. That's where you don't want to put her into something, that's going to be over her head since she's never had any training.
Oh, very cool.
Start her out easy.
There was this stuff when I was a kid.
Makita
I
made the first drill battery, I think.
Yeah.
Akita.
See what he says. See what in the chat if it's right.
Makita was the first one.
Wow.
Yes, and they were blue. That white color
1970.
blue. Because when I worked summer camp, we kept stealing the maintenance guys' battery-powered Makita because we were building a ropes course, and we got tired of using hand drills, so I kept stealing these drills. And I bring it back, put it on the charger like nothing ever happened.
Oh, my dad had. I think I've got it still. I know I've got. I've seen some of the bits for it, but my dad had a bit and brace that was really, really, really old. I think my grandfather owned it, and to bore holes in like beams and stuff. It was all hand done. Sit there and drill that thing around. I remember putting it up against your shoulder, put some force on it. Did you find it?
No, she thinks she took it home. I told you to move
Oh.
it. I told you.
Well, you mentioned bit brace,
Yep, there it is.
dad's, and when you were doing the renovation, I had to drill a hole in the kitchen floor for the new sewer line, new waste line, new power water lines, and the floor was so thick with multiple layers of wood. I burned out 3 batteries. So I finally went and got this to put a big auger ass split on it. We're going through. Yeah, going through.
Yeah.
I was through. I should have started with it. Yeah, it's just,
Hey, Brian, out in the chat said, "What's the largest nail you've ever shot yourself with?"
Largest nail?
Yeah.
That would be a 16 common 3.5 incher, sir. I shot these 2 fingers together.
Yeah, I did the side of this one with
With a pneumatic nailer. It went through,
yeah.
went
two
through
and a
this
half
one
inch.
and through this one and stuck out.
That's gotta hurt.
yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
bad. Mine was
Worse than punctures are worse than cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was had a pneumatic nail gun, and it has that setting where you can switch to like auto, so you can bounce it to
Yeah.
shoot a siding or plywood on the roof or whatever. Well, if it's in that setting, it had a tendency to fire, double fire, like come out, and it'd shoot 2 nails at one time. Well, I was fast enough. I was putting 2x4s in and had this hand like this, and this hand with a gun, and I'd hold the 2x4 down and I'd shoot it. And as I was bringing the gun up and let go of the 2x4, it shot the second time and went through both fingers in midair.
Blech.
That's because you're holding that trigger and then it's doing a double bump.
Yep.
Safety.
Yep. And it shot through. And my son Cameron was there, and my partner Bud Newell, Worthy Newell. He was there. He the first thing he did, he about freaked out. He was like, "What are you going to do?" And I reached up and grabbed the nail and pulled it out right then and there.
I'm going to bleed. What do you
That's
think
what
I'm going to do?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because I pulled it out before it got to hurting. Yeah, while the nerves still are going, what the heck just happened? I'm pulling that sucker out before it starts hurting.
But you know what?
Went down there and took some paper towels out of the bathroom room pull down thing, put them around my fingers, took some duct taped it off, and my partner said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "We're going to finish this wall, then we'll stop by the emergency room on the way home."
Yeah, my wife was walking to the shop and saw, the old paper towel and duct tape Band-Aid on her finger.
Oh yeah,
And she's an
that was
ER
always.
nurse. She's an emergency room nurse. She'd look at me. She says, "I don't even want to know."
Yeah.
We always carried on the farm in the van and the tractors with a roll of masking tape.
Yep.
Yep. I mean,
Or super glue.
Yep. But we didn't even stop. I went. Well, I take that back. We stopped at the pain medicine store, and I got some Jack Daniels pain medication and some
Dr. Jack.
Dr. Jack, and some Coke, and a bag of ice. And on the way home, my partner Bud drove, so I didn't have to drive. I proceeded to drink Jack and Coke on the way home, and by the time I got home, my fingers weren't hurting at all.
And you are bulletproof now.
Yeah. I ended up going to my doctor, and his biggest concern was of the stuff on the nail getting an infection. And he put me on a round of antibiotics, and I'll just keep watching it, and it never got infected.
Mine wasn't that bad. Mine, I was holding two pieces together and using a staple gun and hit the trigger. It just caught just the edge of my finger. It bled, so I had to put a paper towel and duct tape on it, but it wasn't a catastrophe. So
Yeah.
she did.
All right, guys.
I cut my hand on the table saw though.
I know it's early, but we're going to get out of here. I've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. I got some siding that I took off and refixed some stuff, and got to put back on. Actually, I think I'm going to end up having to miss church in the morning because I got to get the siding back on. It's not supposed to rain in the next few days, but with Florida, you never know. So I got to get the siding back on.
You dispensation. You do not have to go to church.
Yeah. So no, I've got to get the siding back on. It's all because not only that, the siding's off, but there's a window over there, and the window's out. So I just got Visclean over the hole. So I've got to get it done and get the window back in.
I think we stumbled on a show topic. Have people send us pictures of their oldest and tool that means something to them, and the story behind it.
There you go.
The story behind it. Can't just send a picture. You got to have a story.
Oh, we'll have to do that next time.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
Topic, boys and girls.
Yep. So, and that's how I actually had to take 2 or 3 days off. Just to let everybody know, I had to take 2 or 3 days off from the siding work this week because when I took the original one of the pieces of siding off last Saturday, there was some dust that had built up behind it, and as I took it off, the dust kind of like come out and got me in the face. Well, it got in my eyes, and I didn't think anything about it. I just kind of like blinked and wiped my eyes and everything, and decided to think about my dad, cried a little bit, and get to flush it all out. Anyway, so Monday morning when I woke up, I had to pry my eyelids open. They were so crusted over. So I ended up going to the doctor, and I had an eye infection, more than likely bacterial, because he gave me eye drops that were antibiotics, and they cleared it up in they cleared it up, but I'm still having vision problems. I think I'm going to have to go to an ophthalmologist. But he did say it takes 7 to 10 days before your eyes would probably correct themselves from the,
Yeah, that makes sense.
all that. And I'm still having problems seeing. I have blurry vision. So I'm hoping that today's the 7th day. So 7 to 10 days. I'm hoping any day now it'll clear up on its own. I won't have to go to an ophthalmologist.
So blurry vision. You live in Florida. You're still driving, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I can see as far as distance. Like I can read that. I got a little thing over there on the wall that says Merry Christmas and Broadex. I can read distance. It's anything like this chat. I'm having a real hard time. I'm having to blink and turn my head to try to see the chat. Cut anything small.
I've been trying to watch it. So
Yeah.
no, I said that because since I moved down here from Massachusetts, and Boston's got some interesting drivers. But down here, there is a major accident every day.
Oh yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
That's because they're Florida.
Right before the gun accident every day.
Yeah, that's because Floridians don't know how to drive.
Exactly. I love that they blame the snowbirds. Snowbirds are gone, and it's still happening.
Oh yeah. Well, I have noticed a trend in traffic over the years, and people are getting more faster and more aggressive.
Yep.
Yeah, they're impatient. Like if it's yellow, they'll run it. Man, they won't even think twice about it.
There's a news story I saw today or yesterday that it's a generation that grew up with video games, Grand Theft Auto, race car videos, who finally get their own license, and they're in a car, and they think, "Oh, I could do this."
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here, and that's a good idea. We might be thinking about that. So if you want to,
that is a good idea.
Yeah, we'll do it next week. If you have a favorite tool that you inherited from your grandfather or mother or grand uncle or grand something, but was given to you, take a picture of it, and like Chris said, in the email, put what it is and what it means to you and who gave it to you and all that kind of stuff. And you can send the emails to contest@simplywoodencreations.com, and we'll read them next week on the show. And I'll also put this out since we know what next week's show is going to be. I'll get it put out early and let everybody know. I might even do a little quick video and put out for people to know.
You've done a video in a long time.
Yeah.
And they're giving me grief.
Yeah.
Not as bad as me.
I've done some videos where let the 3D printer run. Does that count?
Got a free printer on it.
Not quite worth getting some popcorn to.
Yeah, I know. I got a free printer out of it, so it must have counted something.
Something.
All right, guys, we're going to cut out of here a little early because, like I said, I got to get busy in the morning and get this stuff done. So, and then Monday is Memorial Day. My wife has off work, so she wants to do some stuff. So I'm trying to get this deciding up tomorrow and get it over with. See if I can do that. So
remember on Monday, boys and girls, keep those who didn't come home in your thoughts.
Yeah, keep them in your prayers. Keep the families in your prayers, and also put the flag up. Fly at half staff.
Mine's always up.
Yeah. Well, mine is too, but I don't know if I can move it half staff because it's on a pole.
Same problem.
Yeah. I don't think I can fly at half staff, but anyway. All right, guys, we're out of here. Listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
All right, boys and girls, remember you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here because here is going to disappear.
Out. See ya.
See ya.
What is it?
Out the door.
The time is over. The lights are going off.
Party's over.